Airlines are slashing thousands of jobs. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian Heiser here and welcome to another episode of Heiser Says. I have my lazy morning stein of coffee and I thought we'd start the weekend by having a look at this article and a few things that are just discussing the airlines that are slashing jobs, and it's happening all over the world, guys. Now, KLM Airline to cut up to 2,000 jobs. Airline KLM will cut 2,000 jobs and cut working hours by 1/3 for its entire staff as the illness outbreak hits the company's bottom line. Now, you have to realize, we'll just jump over here to Flight Radar 24. And you can just see, just right now, oh, I'm zooming out a bit too far, but all just the flights around the world at the moment, guys. All the flights around the world. People are sharing images on Facebook and on Twitter and Instagram of just empty planes. Empty planes. How many people are changing travel plans? How many people are worried about flying? If you're in a contained aeroplane with recycled air, there's only so much you can do. It's a risk. So they'll stay safe, they'll avoid travel that isn't necessary, they'll avoid flights that isn't necessary. And this is going to have impact to our entire economy, but particularly these airlines and the people working for them. So KLM, the Dutch subsidiary of Air France KLM, plans to slash up to 2,000 jobs and asks for government support as it cuts working hours by 1/3 for its entire staff amid the global illness outbreak, the company said on Friday. CEO Peter Elbers said in a videotaped statement the company will cut 1,500 to 2,000 jobs and KLM will scrap 30% or more of all flights in the second quarter of 2020. KLM has a workforce of 35,000. So not quite 10% that they're slashing, but we'll have to see. I mean, they're calling on government support. With all the uncertainty and a growing number of countries closing their airspace, I don't know whether the scenario of a 30 or 40% decline in flights might be too optimistic, he said. We could see a scenario like Italy, in which the whole system shuts down. So let's jump over. Let's have a look at what's going on in Italy, if we can see from this flight radar. Is this right? No call sign. From Istanbul to Havana. Maybe if I zoom in a bit closer. Okay. Because normally when you get closer, you see all the little planes and everything that's going on. We'll zoom in here to New Zealand, and you'll see, okay, there you go, you get the little ones. I've just found this. Okay, so someone's doing a little flight, little bit of training, their nice little plane. Well, there you go, guys. Isn't that quite concerning? So, airlines around the world are grappling with the consequences of the illness outbreak, and the International Air Transport Association estimating global cost would exceed $100 billion. KLM's measures come as it faces government-imposed restrictions on flying to the United States, China, and Italy. Details of Friday's plan were first reported by Dutch broadcaster RTL. Earlier on Friday, Netherlands Prime Minister Mark Rutte said the government was ready to support KLM and the Dutch aviation industry. So, here we have one airline that's doing it. And here's another article looking at BA, British Airways. So British Airways plans to ground aircraft and to cut staff. The head of British Airways says the illness pandemic means the company faces a crisis of global proportions like no other we have known. The head of British Airways says the illness is causing an unprecedented crisis, warning that aircraft will be parked like never before, staff laid off, in a hard-hitting staff message to address the worsening situation. It is a crisis of global proportions like no other we have known, BA Chief Executive Alex Cruz told staff in a video message, the transcript of which was seen by Reuters. Please do not underestimate the seriousness of this for our business. The message headlined, The survival of British Airways comes as airlines across the world cancel flights and cut costs to counter the plunging demand and US travel restrictions on European passengers. The industry is braced for further airline failures as no carrier is exempt from the short-term pain that has already resulted in the collapse of US regional flyer Flybe and Norwegian Air stock losing about 80% of its value in a month. Cruz said that BA, which along with Iberia and Aer Lingus is part of the financially strong IAG, was more resilient than ever before, but said the airline was under immense pressure. We will have to react fast and definitively in response to the worsening situation, he said in the message. As a result, he said that jobs would be lost, perhaps for a short period, perhaps longer term, and that the company was in discussions with trade unions. Aircraft will be grounded in a way that the airline has never done so before, he added. So there you go. We have another. We'll jump over here. Let's have a look at the UK. So, you know, we've got, come on, just getting a bit closer. Well, it's nighttime over there. I guess you're not going to be going for a Joy flight at night, are you? But I would honestly expect more flights to be happening over the UK particularly, but there you go. We'll have to see. I mean, how many of the British flights go over to Europe? And then we also have what's happened to Virgin here in Australia. Virgin Australia cabin crew member tests positive to the illness and had contact with public, but airlines won't say where, so they won't announce it. This is the thing. You know. Virgin Australia has confirmed that a female cabin crew member who tested positive for the illness had contact with the public as part of her job, but the airline refused to reveal what city the crew member is based in or what flights she was on, saying it was a duty to protect her privacy. A spokeswoman, they should at least warn people on those flights, shouldn't they? If Virgin doesn't publicly warn passengers of this risk that they face, will you fly with them again? Let me know in the comments below, guys. Is this brand damage? Their shares have taken a beating. Qantas shares have taken a beating. A spokeswoman for the company told the ABC that health authorities are working to track down anyone deemed to be at risk from contact. So there you go. It's all going to be in secret. You know, are people talking about it in public other than the stars, Tom Hanks, or our political leaders? In a brief statement, Virgin Australia said the woman had been placed in isolation and was receiving medical treatment. We'd begun the process of determining the contacts of the team members during the time they would likely have been infectious, and we'll be checking in on them regularly to check on their health, the statement said. The airline's operational headquarters are in the Brisbane suburb of Bowen Hills, and it has a maintenance base at Brisbane Airport. Well, there you go. And they're discussing more Queensland cases here, but you can see, well, events getting cancelled. But what do you think this is going to do to Virgin Australia's brand, and if people will use them? So let's jump back over here and just have a little bit of a look at some of the flights that are happening all over the place. Let's have a look at China, what's going on there. I mean, there you go. Look at just how much air traffic there is, guys. We are living in a very different world right now with the number of flights going all around the world. So this is definitely going to be something interesting to watch. Let's have a look. Let's see, how are we doing here in Brizzy? How are we doing in Brizzy? There you go, you know. So small flights. Doesn't tell us where they're going. Then you go, we got some big flights. There's still a fair few flights going all over the place, guys. So There you go. What do you think? Because remember, tourism is a big part of our economy, guys. I'll just bring this one up here. There's 60 billion. That's going to take a hit. These airlines will suffer and people are going to lose their jobs. So it's definitely going to be, it'll definitely have an impact on the economy. Will Virgin's actions, will that affect their brand? Will you still fly with them? Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments below, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and you want to help us a little bit extra, there are a few ways you can. You can join the channel on YouTube or on Patreon for a small monthly donation. You can also use our affiliate links at Amazon or eBay for your consumer purchases, or Independent Reserve and KuCoin for the crypto traders out there. We have merch you can get from the Heise Says website, pocket squares. You can see them behind me. I get it wrong every time. I need to put a pocket square each side. We also have coffee cups from Teespring, and once I receive, it told me it's printed it, once I receive my sample, I'll show it all to you. It has the wage growth chart on the back. Fine, I'm still trying to source Heise Says Steins, but I may need to buy those in bulk. And to be honest, storing them here is going to be a nightmare, so that's the plan. It'll happen. And finally, we have PayPal for those of you that want to support us like that. Thank you all very much, guys. Have a great weekend, and avoid your chores. Take care. Bye for now.